Today we're going to pay tribute to the biggest Regen Rovers legend ever, Mr. Jack Young. Welcome to episode 131 of Regen Rovers. Got the Regen Rovers top on the wrong way around. I have to. It's Jack Young's testimonial. He has been at the club 13 years. This is going to be his 14th season at the club. It's the 14th season of the series, which is quite incredible. And we just had to do a special game for him. It came up in my newsfeed saying I was able to do a testimonial for him because of his service to the club. He's played 309 games. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if that includes cup games. But he's played over 300 games for the club. He's been here since the very first season. He was one of my first ever signings, remember? And we're going to be taking on the mighty Real Madrid. Now, originally I wanted to do a relatively easy game so Jack Young could actually score. I did invite Ebbsfleet to come down, one of our rivals, back from the early days of this series when we really struggled against them. We still never beaten them, and I wanted to try and finally beat them, but they rejected me. They said they didn't have the time. Absolute insult to Jack Young. It's a disgrace. I then invited Brackley Town, which is the club that Jack Young actually grew up in. He was a schoolboy there. It's his hometown, and they were the same. They said they didn't have the time. They didn't want to travel down to see me. They didn't see the point in playing a club of our stature. Disgraceful behaviour from them as well. So I invited Real Madrid, and they accepted because they see Jack Young as a legend. That is the way we all think of him, isn't it? I know some of you over the years have grown a bit tired of Jack Young and think he should have been left back in non-league football, but he has continued to score, hasn't he? Despite everything. He didn't score in the league last year, but he did get a cup goal. It would be nice to see him score in the Premier League eventually. We will give him the odd opportunity here and there, even though I have improved the club since we last spoke. But 271 league appearances, I suppose those 309 games, that's a more accurate figure then, so that's including the cup. I love him, I really do. So today's video will just be the testimonial. The next episode will be the start of the season. We've still got a week until 2 weeks until the start of the season, actually. We're going to be playing Newcastle on the first day of our second season in the Premier League. You can see so far, pre-season has been rather good, hasn't it? Some thrashings in there. 6-0, 3-1, 6-2, 7-0, 2-0, 6-0 and 2-0. We haven't lost a single game. We've won every single game. We went to Singapore for our tour this year. Hopefully that's introduced a few Singaporeans to the Regen Rovers way, and they'll be wearing these shirts with pride in the future when they're watching Premier League games. You can see Lorenzini scored a lot of goals. And that actually brings me on to today's fan corner. As you can see there, someone suggested we should either sell Lorenzini or Spencer Drury, or possibly both, and bring in quality players. We had, I think, £90 million to spend in the end. I said I'd be able to avoid relegation, and they gave me a few extra £1 million instead of just sort of saying I will bravely fight against relegation. By actually saying I will survive relegation, they gave me a bit more money. So we've had a hell of a lot of money to spend, and I've spent a lot. It's our easily by a million miles our biggest ever transfer window. You'll be pleased to know I have spent money. But I haven't sold Lorenzini or Spencer Drury yet, and I'm not sure I will. Maybe I'll send Spencer Drury out on loan to get him to score goals. I don't know. Maybe even Lorenzini as well, depending if we bring any more players in. The thing is, half of you, I asked this question on Twitter, half of you said Lorenzini, we should get rid of him because Spencer Drury is a legend. Others said Spencer Drury should go. He's been a legend of the club, but Lorenzini will offer more to us. However, Spencer Drury did actually score another goal for England, by the way, in my last 2 England games. If I just show you the results, we managed to beat Denmark 5-4. Crazy game. And then I played Spencer Drury against Greece, and he actually scored the first goal of the game in the 4th minute, and we won 3-0. We're flying in our World Cup qualifying stages. But Spencer Drury has 4 goals in 5 games for England, If he can score at that level, 2 against Germany as well. If he can score at that level, I'm sure he can get a few goals in the Premier League when required. He did only score 1 league goal last year and 1 cup goal. Lorenzini was more effective for us, especially at the end of the season. But for now, I'm keeping both of them, because if I sell one of them, it'll upset half of you. If I sell the other one, it'll upset the other half. Also, I don't think I'd probably be able to sell them. I wouldn't get very much anyway, so there's no point. If I keep both of them, it kind of doesn't upset too many people. Maybe some of you will be really annoyed that I haven't sold anyone, but I can't. I think by selling them, I'd annoy more of you than if I didn't sell them, if you get what I mean. So that's my theory behind keeping them. The team is looking rather large, actually. Gerard Fisher, Pascal Haire and Larry Udder have come back for the Testimonial. This is an amazing feature, Football Manager, by the way. Some old players have come back. Obviously, there's so many that have retired. I'd have loved Lee Ellis to come back, but he's retired now, as have most of the players. But Larry Udder's come back. Pascal Haire, I'm not going to be playing him. Thank you for coming, Pascal, but you're not really a legend of the series. Nor is Gerard Fisher, really, but I've decided to play him anyway just because he's decided to turn up. And Larry Udder is going to be on the bench. He is a legend of Regen Rovers, in my opinion. He was here for quite a few years, scored quite a few goals for us, so I think he deserves to be on the bench today. But there are a lot of new names. But before I get on with the transfers, logos. These are the 3 that have been sent in to me so far. Put them on the screen. I don't think there's any more that have been sent in to me. Sorry if I've missed one. If your logo that you have sent in to me I haven't put on the screen, it means I haven't seen it. So please send it again, either to my email address, or you just tweet me, or put in the comment section below and I'll get in touch with you and then you can send it to me. We're not going to do a poll yet because I'd like to have some more options. If one of these 3 you think is better than the current logo, let me know in the comment section below, because my opinion is that the current logo is the best one. But you might think otherwise. You might think one of these 3 is better. So let me know in the comment section below if you think one of those 3 is better than the current logo. Remember, I want to do some merchandise at some point, and I am working on it at the moment. I've just bought myself a couple of samples just to check it looks okay before I release it to you guys. And if we suddenly change the logo, then all of that stuff will be out of date, although you might want to buy... I mean, I'd have both options on there anyway, logo-wise. In fact, I've put the old logo on there as well. The one with the snake on, so that's an option as well if some of you prefer that one. But yeah, just let me know in the comment section below, please, if you prefer any of those logos to the current logo. I know there was indifference towards the current logo when it first came out, but I thought it was one that would grow on people, and I think it has. I really like it because it's just like a modern, stylish logo. It really suits the Premier League, in my opinion. So even if we do a poll, that the winner would go up against the current logo, a bit like the New Zealand flag referendum. Whether that was a good idea or not, I don't know, but I think for this it will be good, just to give the chance to the current logo to actually keep its place in the Regen Rovers Football Club. Anyway, transfer wise, you can see I have spent, if I just turn my face off, £57 million. If we just turn that off as well. Yeah, let's come back. Here we go. We've only sold 950k's worth of player. I'll just quickly go through that. Jonathan Edwards has left the club. You might be a bit disappointed by this because he put in some very good years for us. We signed him on a free 5 years ago, and he broke into the team in League One in the 2024-25 season. Wasn't really a main stay in the team. He was on loan at Maidstone that year, but the following year in League One he did start to play a lot more games, and he played exceptionally well. Those 3 seasons, League One, then the 2 years in the Championship, he was brilliant, and he was player of the season in our promotion season. He was phenomenal at the back, but I think the Championship is his level. He only played 3 league games last year in the Premier League, and a few in the Cup as well, and he actually got a very good average rating, to be fair, but I thought the time was right to let him go. Managed to get 1 Cup for Wales in his time here. The thing is, he's not going to improve. If you look at his defensive attributes, they're all right. They're not amazing though, marking only 10, but his other attributes kind of let him down. He's very weak at anything that isn't defending. And you could argue, for a defender, all you need to do is defend, but in the Premier League you kind of need to be able to do other stuff as well, in my opinion. So I thought the time was right to let him go. He was a great player for us though, and he's on the cusp of being a Regen Rovers legend. He certainly is on the list of favoured personnel. Jonathan Edwards is still there. In fact, we've lost... Lee Orford has dropped off the list. Jack Young's an icon. He's an icon. Oh, that is brilliant. I'd love him to go onto the Legends list alongside me. But he's moved up to icon, which is brilliant. Probably because of him having 13 years at the club, and he's going to be doing his testimonial. So the game does appreciate Jack Young, which is what I just... Oh, that is amazing to see, because I didn't think the game really appreciated him for what he really was to the club. Dr. Jones should really be on there as well, just for that one goal. But the game can't really understand that, I don't think. Anyway... We've also let quite a few players go. Eamon Lynch, the Irish centre-back, has gone. We've let Hans Hayne go, our German pirate. Didn't really want to give him a new contract. He was not good enough in the Premier League. He was all right in the Championship, but certainly not good enough for the top league level. And I thought, these sort of players, we're letting them go because they haven't been here many years. Obviously, I've still got the likes of Jack Young, who've been here so many years because of that history, because they're legends. Whereas Hans Hayne, he may have done all right, and he is a better player than some of the players we've kept, but he doesn't quite have that icon level at the club. Emiliano Memeti has also gone, similar sort of player. He's here a couple of years, went on loan last year. He's not good enough for the Premier League, so we've let him go. He's gone to Birmingham City. Francis Arthur Owusu. Now, this was a tough one to let go because he has been here many years. He never really became a first team regular, though, did he? Well, he was in League One. He's played 33 league games in our League One promotion season, scoring 11 goals in all competitions. So he was at one point a quality player for us, but when we got to the Championship, he was a substitute, really, wasn't he? And he couldn't break into the first team when we signed the likes of Lorenzini. Spencer Drew was scoring goals, and obviously last year, he signed Pigliacelli. And I thought it was time to let him go. Find a new club. Find someone like Crew Alexandra to give him a chance in Football League level and let him go and score. He did actually get a cap just before he left for Ghana, so well done to him for that. Stuart Jenkins has finally left the left back. He just was never going to be good enough. Luciano as well, an Italian that we signed. He's moved to Chesterfield on a free. He was never going to be good enough. Phil Jenkins Flanagan, a youngster we brought in a few years ago, went on loan multiple times, as you can see there, in the last 2 years. But he wasn't going to be good enough either. Dmitry Petrov is still at the club. He's gone on loan to Hiroshima. Quite random. He still can't get a work permit despite having 27 caps for Belarus. So if he gets a few more, maybe he will sign a new contract. Stephen Lynn's gone out on loan as well. Young striker who scored goals in Scotland last year and is hoping to do the same this year, but in the division above. Samuel Whitnell has also gone out on loan, a young defensive midfielder. Now, coming into the team, the first signing was a free transfer. Ray Godfrey. I love that name, Ray Godfrey. I mean, that just sounds so English. His previous club was Man United, which is why I've put a bit of trust in him. He's certainly not good enough at the moment. He's 18 years old. He goes straight into the under-23s. Maybe I should be signing more youngsters for the future because I don't have a particularly strong youth team, and we never have done. But the youth recruitment has been improved. The youth facilities, youth training, that's all been improved over time. So hopefully one day, in the not too distant future, before the series ends, we will actually have a decent youth academy and produce someone that actually gets into the first team, because we've not done that, have we? Since Leon Thompson, I think, back in season 1 and 2. So he's the first player to come in. Now, we've broken our transfer record 4 times in this transfer window alone, and we might still break it before the end of August. But the first player to break the transfer record was Paul Kelly, a Scottish right winger, 2 goals in 3 games for Scotland. Probably should be played a bit more by them because he's obviously done very well in those 3 games. Used to play for Leicester City, started at Chelsea. You can see he's moved around for quite a bit of money, but it's a bit of a bargain because Leicester signed him for 9.5 million. He had 1 good year in the first team. It wasn't the most productive from him last year in the Championship, let's be honest. But I'm going to put my trust in him. He's pacey, he's got decent crossing, strangely enough, he's very good at heading. But he is now our best right winger. Now, I did try to sell JCG. I thought we'll keep Pascual as backup. JCG wants to leave, that's the thing. And I've tried to offer him out, but no one wants him for... I think I've offered him out for about 3.5 million, and no one wants him. So, either I'm going to keep reducing it, or we're going to keep him. Don't know yet. It would be nice to sell him. Just get a few players off the books. The next player to come in was Ndiaga Fall, a right back, French right back, who's 22 years old. He's been capped many times by the under-21 French team. He's been around a bit, but on loan, as you can see there. AC Milan signed him for 800k. We've signed him for 2.9 million after a few good years out on loan. High hopes for him. He's not very good going forwards. I'm going to try and improve his crossing in particular, but defensively very good, very pacey as well, mentally good as well. And tackling is very strong, so hopefully he will be a solid option at right back. He is better than Stephen Dean, quite clearly, who is will be our backup now. Next up is probably the best signing yet, but he is only on loan. Sam Hunt, an English under-21 international. He's 23 years old now, but I probably will call him up to the England first team now, just because he's a Regen Rovers player. But 18 finishing, he's pacey, he's dynamic, he's good at everything, in my opinion. Really good advanced forward. He was going to struggle at Man United to get into the first team because they've got so many quality players. But you can see he's scored many goals at Championship level. Now it's his time to prove himself in the Premier League and score for Regen Rovers. He's had a good pre-season, 7 goals, 4 assists so far. Good average, very good average rating. This is one to watch out for. He can be our star man this year. He is clearly our best striker, just above someone else we've signed. Next up was Lars Burden for £3.6 million, another Dutch centre-back. We've used to have Jared Fisher, but now we've got Lars Burden. He's come from Swansea, who signed him a few years ago, but loaned him back to Holland a number of times, and then to Frankfurt last season, where he had a terrible season. I don't know if he's going to be a first-team regular. He apparently is our best defender. Do I play Horatio and Burden at the back, or keep with Horatio and Nathan Williams, who had a solid partnership last year? I'm not 100% sure. I'm still wondering whether I should bring another top centre-back in. We've got Lawrence Rhodes and Danny Bye as backup as well, remember. We'll ignore Danny Bye. He's just here to be the captain. That's all he does. But Lars Burden, we'll have to see, won't we? That no one is guaranteed a place. That's the thing. Now, second player to break our transfer record was Sebastian Martinez, who came in for £8.75 million. We've signed an Argentinian, which is brilliant. He has been capped 9 times by the under-20s Argentina team. He's only 21. There's still room for him to improve. He's come from Leverkusen, and it is a bargain, because look at the difference. They signed him for £17.75 million. He couldn't break into their team. £8.75 million. Bargain, in my opinion. But he was our record signing at the time of signing this player, so it was expensive for us. He's played for PSG as well before, so there's obviously been some high hopes for him. Whether he will reach those heights at Regen Rovers or not, we shall see, but I hope so. Next up was Yakachi Ali, a Nigerian, 7 caps for Nigeria. He's 27. I just thought we needed another central midfielder in there, which is why I've gone for this guy. He can tackle, which is why I think he could be a backup for Schultz. He doesn't really like playing as a ball-winning midfielder, but I think he can do a job there when Schultz isn't available. So he's kind of Schultz's backup. It's really hard to find ball-winning midfielders that are regens. Most of the best ones in the world, when I was looking, are actual real-life players in their 30s. There's very few players in their 20s that I could sign. By the way, I have been trying to go for really top quality players. Like, I've put in £20 million bids, £30 million bids, and they have been accepted. But nearly all the players just didn't want to speak to me. And if they did, they wanted ridiculous amounts of money. There was a guy called Tamburini, who you might remember from Everton. He's a Belgian who's very, very good. And he was available on a free. He didn't want to sign a new contract with Everton, despite them going back up to the Premier League. Oh no, they were relegated, They were relegated to the Championship, so that's probably why he left. But he wanted £230,000 a week. Crazy. So he's actually gone over to Saudi Arabia on a free, and he's earning 135 grand a week. I did offer him, the maximum I could offer was 93k a week, but if I did that, he wanted ridiculous add-ons, which just were not possible for me. And I didn't think he was worth that. He is a quality player, but he could have signed with Regen Rovers and become a legend, but he's chosen not to. And it was the same for quite a few players like that. They just don't see Regen Rovers as an option. And although I could afford these world-class players that had been transfer listed by the likes of Real Madrid, none of them wanted to come because we're Regen Rovers, quite simply, which is a real shame. Anyway, we'll hope Ali can do well here. I don't know if he will, but I suppose £6 million is a huge amount of money for us, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge gamble because of the amount of money we now have. We're actually the 35th richest team in the world. I did put a tweet out on the Regen Rovers Twitter feed, and it just shows how far we've come. It really is crazy. We're worth £287 million now. We've got £34 million in the bank. Obviously, we've spent a lot of money on transfers, so that's gone down recently. But still, huge amount of money. The third player to break the transfer record then was Michael G-String. We're going to call him... we have to call him G-String, don't we? Michael G-String from Austria. I do love the Austrian flag. I don't know why, there's something about it that I like. But he's come from West Ham, £9.5 million. They made a slight profit on him. He didn't play particularly well for them, but we're going to give him a chance in England with Regen Rovers. He turned 26 last month. He has been capped by Austria and is better than Nigel. So he will be our first choice left winger. I've got high hopes for him. He's pacey, he can dribble, not particularly good at passing and those sorts of attributes, but all we need to do is get it out to him. He can dribble past a few players, put in an alright cross, and then the likes of Sam Hunt can get it in the back of the net. Let's hope so anyway. Because by the way, I will be playing this tactic again. I'm going for it this year. We're not going to be playing boring football. The Regen Rovers way is to just go for it, isn't it? And last year, I had to revert to maybe a bit more of a solid option just to stay in the division, and it worked very effectively because we managed to finish top 10. But this year, I want to go for it. We've got better quality players. Let's attack and just hurt teams. If it ends badly, it doesn't matter. That's the Regen Rovers way, isn't it? And the fourth and final player to break the transfer record this season, and is actually our last signing so far. We've still got a bit of money to go. We've got £32 million left and 100k in the wage budget to play around with. But this guy is big. Kevin Savage, a 19-year-old wonder kid, the first ever player to be classified as a wonder kid to play for Regen Rovers. 1 goal in 6 games for Wales. He's only 19. This is crazy. This is really, really good. Everton were relegated, and it's probably why we've been able to sign him. £20 million, huge signing. It smashed more than double the previous record, which was only set a few days previously. But this is a very good... I'm hoping it's a very good signing. I hope he doesn't flop. He has potential to be a quality player. He has potential to be world class because he's classified as a wonder kid. He's already got 16 finishing. I'm going to improve his composure. Anticipation's very high. Off the ball, he's pacey. Look at those physicals. Very, very good. Heading is strong as well. Passing's a bit low, but this guy could be incredibly powerful for us and could be a club legend. Let's just look ahead and hope that happens. He might be snapped up by someone else. I did have to put a 40% profit sell-on fee thing on him to reduce it to 20 million. They wanted 35 million. I reduced it to 20 million, meaning they wanted that. I thought, yeah, let's go for that. He does have a £43 million release clause, so someone could come in and smash us, smash and grab for that. And I think it's like 23 million if we get relegated, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Anyway, it's time to get on with the main event today, the Jack Young Testimonial. And we have to play Jack Young up front, of course. We're going to get mullered today against Real Madrid, aren't we? It's our hardest pre-season game. I was quite impressed with the 2-0 win against Torino, actually. And we beat Austria Vienna, which was very good. Lorenzini, double hat-trick in the first game, by the way, against Red Hill. But yeah, Real Madrid, a different prospect altogether. And we're playing a weak team, because I've put some legends in here. We've got Danny Bay in there, we've got Steven Dean and Yahya. Fisher's come back to play in the back line. Garber and Schultz in the middle. Pascual on the right-hand side. I am playing G-String on the left. We're gonna have to change his name. There we go. Michael G-String on the left, Pigliacelli up front. He's just come back from injury, which is why he's not particularly match sharp, so we need to get him back up to the top quality fitness levels that he had last year. And he's playing alongside Jack Young. I have put Sam Hunt on the bench and Kevin Savage, yeah. We've also got Spencer Drury and Larry Udder. We have to bring him off the bench at some point, don't we? We're going to get destroyed today, but I don't really care. We have had to leave out a few of the quality players simply because of these other players coming into the team, but that doesn't really matter. It's only a friendly. Here we go then. Real Madrid, of course, they're the favourites. Their key man is Umberto De Andrea, 65 goals in 82 games for Italy. And we're playing Jack Young and an uncapped Pigliacelli. It's not going to end well, but we're going to go for it anyway. It's all in aid of Jack Young. Most of the money is going to the Jack Young Foundation, which I've just made up on the spot. And a little bit is going to Jack Young himself, just to say thank you. He's a bit underpaid compared to most of the lads these days. But he has got his plumbing business, which is it's got to a regional level now. He's serving most of the southeast of England. He's got various people working for him. Obviously, he doesn't have to do much anymore. He does like to mend the odd toilet. It is his hobby after all. Jack Young. So many happy memories. So many crucial goals for us. So many late goals for us. And he really is glorious. And here he comes early on. We're keeping it on attacking. Don't take this game too seriously. We're going to lose 8-0 or something. Don't look into my tactics too much. We've obviously had a very good pre-season, but we're now playing a very strong team with a generally weaker team. So don't expect too much from us. It would be nice to get Jack Young to score. It's like he's just slid in there. Imagine if he got sent off on his testimonial. That'd be hilarious. Be a proper Jack Young thing to do, wouldn't it? They're going to pass it round us quite easily here. Here comes Dandria. Oh, good save, Kay. Well done. Well done, Kay. Keeping it at 0-0 for the time being. We need a moment of magic from Pigliacelli. Here he is, Pigliacelli. What's he going to do? Jack Young, he scores! He scores against Real Madrid. It had to happen, and it did. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, Jack Young. That is unbelievable. I wanted Pigliacelli to square it originally, but it was parried by the keeper, and Jack Young puts it in. This is just fantastic. We're still going to lose today, but that is just unbelievable. It really is. Oh, it just had to happen on his testimonial. Maybe the goalkeeper did that on purpose. It is a testimonial after all, but that is just fabulous. Danny Baez steps in brilliantly there. But here come Real Madrid looking for the equaliser. Here they come. Good defending, Yahya. They're still on the attack. Maybe I should go standard now or just calm it down a bit. We've got Jack Young to score. That was what we wanted. As Real Madrid miss another opportunity. That is sensational. How have we got to the 26th minute without conceding? Here they come though. This is going to be the goal. Surely not another miss from them. Garber misses the ball. Oh, good defending Stephen Dean. Pigliacelli can't win that though. They're all over us, dominating possession as you would expect. And, Danny Baez does well. Then Fisher does well. Here it is. Dandria, it's wide. What are they doing? They've had 3 clear-cut chances. How are they missing these opportunities? I don't understand. They must be doing it on purpose, surely, for Jack Young. 33 minutes. This will be it, surely. Here they come. Cutting through Fisher and Danny Baez. Okay, say another miss. Another clear-cut chance miss. What is going on? How are we winning 1-0 at half-time? And it's Jack Young with a goal. That is absolutely stupendous. I will make some changes though. We're going to take off Gerard Fisher. Thank you for turning up, my friend. We'll also bring on Sebastian Martinez so you can have a look at him. And Fall as well for Stephen D. Now I've changed my defence. We're going to concede, obviously. Pascual will also come off. We'll have a look at Paul Kelly so you can see him. And we'll leave Pigliacelli on. We need to build up his fitness. And of course, Jack Young. We'll take him off towards the end so we can have his standing ovation, of course. But for now, we'll leave him on. Jack Young wins a header. Here's Kelly. Into Jack Young. Pigliacelli. What's he going to do? Pigliacelli out wide to G-string. He's tackled. That's poor from him. He needed to put a cross in. Come on, Nathan Williams. He does well there. The England international. Back to Kay. Smashes it up to Garber, who loses the ball. Come on, Martinez. He's done well. Martinez into Pigliacelli. Here's G-string. I can't take him seriously now. Why did I nickname him that? Here's Jack Young. Through to Kelly. What's he going to do? Kelly crosses it in. Pigliacelli 2-0. 2-0 to Regen Rovers against Real Madrid. This is unbelievable. How are we doing this? It's ridiculous. We're going to take G-string off and bring on Nigel. And Garber will come off for... We'll bring on Ali. Can we hang on to this? Let's keep it on higher tempo. Turn off be more expressive though. We don't want to go too overboard. Brilliant goal actually. Really good build-up play. Jack Young involved as well. Kelly did really well. Paul Kelly putting the cross in. And Pigliacelli, the Italian. What a finish. Right into the corner. I mean, it was no defenders in front of him. A really good finish. Just hit it across his body into the far corner. How is this happening? Real Madrid have gone 4-4-2 out of desperation. We're going to take Jack Young off soon, just so he can have his standing ovation. Here come Real Madrid. We still might lose this one, but it has been... Somehow they've missed another chance. We will take Jack Young off now. And we'll bring on Sam. I'll bring on Spencer Drury. And Larry Udder. We'll bring him on as well. Larry Udder will play... Oh, what's going on here? Why can't I... Oh, there we go. That got really confused. I can't see where he wants to play. Oh, yeah, because he's not at the club anymore. We know he can play as a target man, don't we? Udder and Drury up front, like old times. And no, we'll leave short. But we'll bring on Patrick Dibber as well. This is when we lose because we've obviously made a few too many changes. But we'll just try and hold on for the last 10 minutes of this one. A corner to Real Madrid. It's crossed in. Back post. Oh, it's in the back of the net eventually. They finally scored. Can we hang on and win this though? For Jack Young. Come on, guys. I know I've made a lot of substitutions here. But for Jack Young, can you hang on? Probably not now. Here's another highlight. Kay blasts it up the pitch. Here's Ali into Kelly. Kelly into Drury. Can Spencer Drury score for his pal Jack Young? Kelly. Larry Udder. Be great if he could score. Here's Patrick Dibber. We're playing brilliantly. We're playing like Barcelona. Which will definitely be an insult to Real Madrid. Lovely ball over the top, but Udder can't get on the end of that one. And Real Madrid can build from the back. But Kelly into Spencer Drury. What's he going to do? Back to Paul Kelly. He's lost the ball, but here's Patrick Dibber. I really want to hold on to this now. Here's Larry Udder. Spencer Drury can't get through. And it has been cleared, but Martinez comes in. Nigel, Dibber, Ali, lovely play again. Paul Kelly surely wins it for us. This is amazing. I know this is a friendly, but I'm loving this. We've had 5 shots and we've scored 3 goals. We've only had 1 clear-cut chance. They're 5. And we're beating Real Madrid 3-1. How? How has this happened? This is truly astonishing from us. Dibber clears the corner away. And we've won 3-1 in the Jack Young Testimonial. That is perfect. That is a perfect tribute to Jack Young, who scores the first goal of the game as well. That's a great headline. Regen Rovers honour Young. We really did, didn't we? That was special. It really was special. I hope he's pleased. His morale is very good after that. Well then, thank you for tuning in for this special episode to say thank you to the legend that is Jack Young. It would be nice to do another testimonial at some point for someone else, maybe Danny Bye, although I don't know if he's played enough games. He has been here long enough to have a testimonial, so that might happen at some point. We'll see. Spencer Drury, I think, definitely deserves one. But we'll end today's episode here. The next episode will be the first day of the season. We're going to take on Newcastle United. There might be another transfer or two between now and then. If there's any position you think I still need to improve, then do let me know. But I think we're pretty much okay. I was looking for an attacking midfielder, but the thing is, we're now going to be using this tactic. We have to. We beat Real Madrid 3-1, for goodness sake. So I don't need an attacking midfielder. And it didn't really work last year. Gary Johnson didn't play particularly well there. So I think this tactic, it enables us to play Savage and Piglicelli. Also, the likes of Lorenzini, Drury and Young will get opportunities. So yeah, thank you for watching today's episode. Please hit that like button, and I will see you very soon.